More Than This by Patrick Ness. I want to apologise first about the same clothing, as I'm making a few videos on this channel today. I basically just have a backlog. I haven't got around to making them for a while. I've got some time. You're going to see me in the same outfit for different videos. I'm sorry about that. But more importantly, More Than This by Patrick Ness. I wanted to read a Patrick Ness book for quite some time now. I've heard fantastic things about him as a writer. I was kind of tempted to start with the Chaos Walking trilogy first, but I thought it might be better to buy a single book instead of a trilogy first, see if I get on with his writing style. So I ended up settling for this book, and I have finally got around to reading it. I bought this actually quite recently, so this has been quite a recent purchase in my TBR pile, but I wanted to pick it up soon, so I did. I don't really know where I stand on this book. I have a lot of conflicting feelings for it, so I'm going to kind of try to divvy this up as much as I can into some more concise points. But I want to say the first thing I loved about it was Patrick Ness's writing style. I think he's a phenomenal writer. I really enjoyed the way he portrayed characters, the development, the sort of his description, and there was just something else about his writing style. It had a real sort of fluidity to it. I don't know if people know what I mean by that, but it was a really enjoyable book to read just because of the way it was written, and so I definitely want to pick up more books of his. I'm definitely thinking, of buying the Chaos Walking trilogy, purely because I think it's going to be a really good set of books to read now because I'm so fond of his writing style. So that definitely, this book proved that to me. Secondly, I really loved the representation in this book. The three principal characters of the book are all representing minority groups, and he does it so well. He introduces them as minority groups, and there's enough information about them being part of their minority group that you know who they're meant to be representing. It's not like it was just a casual afterthought just to sort of tick a box. You definitely feel that that is who they are as a character, but it's not the only thing about them as a character, which I think also happens sometimes representation in books, where they make it the minority they're representing is the only part of their character, and they're very two-dimensional and have no real substance to them. All of the three main characters had a lot of substance to them. It was clear the minorities that were representing, and it made me really happy to read a book where it was kind of diverse and there was representation within it. There's still groups of people that weren't represented, but it was nice to read a book where there was minority groups being represented for once. So I really did enjoy that about this book. And I loved the concept of this book. I loved the overall idea that there's always something more. I loved the way you're questioning the whole way through what's real and what is not. That I really enjoyed. However, I had a lot of problem with plot in this book. It didn't really have a lot of substance to it. It's very thin. I don't feel like it had a lot of pace. I feel like it was quite predictable. So even though I think the overall concept and the characters were enjoyable and I liked where he was going with it, I found most of it quite predictable. It dragged on for a while. I felt like I was reading this book for a very long time. Partly because I haven't had time to read properly, but partly because it dragged in some places, and I wasn't very keen on that. And I kind of predicted a lot of stuff that was going to happen. I loved the flashback element to it. I thought that was really enjoyable. But overall, it could have been better, I think, personally. But there you go. I'd give More Than This by Patrick Ness a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I give this a 7 out of 10. If anyone else has read this book and wants to leave their opinions in the comments, that'd be great. I'd love to hear what you thought of it, or just Patrick Ness as a writer in general. If there's books that you think he's done that you would like to recommend, that would also be great. But other than that, I hope everybody's having a good day, and I shall see you all soon.